Hi, Erin. Thank you for agreeing to do this exit interview with us. I just want to start by saying congratulations on getting third. You made it really far. Before we start with questions, do you have anything you want to say?
Nothing other than, man, I was right there. I was right there. I was on the stage.
So, this is a heavy one. What is your biggest regret from playing the season so far?
It's really hard to say. There's some things that you could say are regrets depending on position, but I think a lot of it was just maybe I could have gotten Charlotte out if I really tried so hard, and it would have been dangerous and it would have alienated me maybe from Noah. Was that the best option? I don't know. I put everything into Noah, and Noah didn't put everything into me, and that's why I'm not second or first, and that's why I'm third. And I could have changed it, maybe. I don't know. Like, I think I swayed with the tide in the direction that it went better than everyone else. I still hold that, even on that stage, I had a very, very real possibility of winning up until the final moment. I could regret so many things, but I think I did so much right that it's so hard to say that I did anything wrong without making a very intricate plan that might not have even worked anyway. So my biggest regret was Noah not trusting me.
Do you have any, well, you just said it, do you have any non-regrets? What's been your favorite part of the season, probably?
My favorite part of the season was that I got to do things. Like, I know Noah got the player of the season because he was the person the world revolved around, but it was clear all the time that every single decision I made a very specific impact on how my game went. And that wasn't true for everyone. And so I was really proud that I got to make so many great decisions and reap the benefits of them. Like allying with Noah was probably, despite how it ended up turning out, was probably the best option I had at the point where I did it. And it was a pivot plan from something that might have easily been the best option I had before Lillian got out and before all of that happened. And it came from pre-merge, which I feel like I played really well, where I got to just be as connected as I could with everyone and not really getting my name on the docket. The things that I'm most proud of is how much I got to do, really.
Who has been the best ally that you've had?
It's really hard to say that Noah was the best ally that I had, because really it is true that he is the only reason I got as far as I did. With my plan, he could have always made the decision to vote me out, and he let people do that. And the fact that, and so there is something to be said about he let Charlotte and team up with Jack. He was not going to be like, hey, don't do that. He was not going to stop Charlotte from teaming up with Jack and Tom. The only reason I didn't get out from those challenges was because I won immunity. That was really big. It's really hard for me to say that Noah was my best ally, because I want to say that I was his best ally. I kind of want to believe that to be true. It's hard for me to judge how much of an ally Charlotte has, other than the fact that she's been an ally for longer. That being said, really, if I wanted someone who had stuck with me no matter what I did, I could have a list of names that I have that I could have turned to and made maybe a decision to team up with if it were possible. I wanted to say Lillian, but after everything that's happened, I feel like she would have gone in a different direction. I might have said Moose. I was considering asking them for an ally, but I also since they weren't asking me, it made it kind of clear that it wasn't the direction that they were going either. So really, it's kind of hard to say that I had a best ally, because a lot of people kind of went their own directions, and I went with Noah. I think if I really wanted to say who would have stuck with me the most, it probably would have been Thomas, if I were to keep him. If I were to have talked to him and said, hey, let's ally. I think I could have taken him to FTC or Final 3 and he would have been with me.
What is something that you wish you had known before making those big decisions in the game?
I wish that I had known that Noah was lying to me on every fundamental level, but no verbal level. Like every single like fundamental idea that he's talking about, he's like, I'm willing to take you to Final 2 and like I'm going to reach out to Charlotte and make and I'm going to float this idea, and it's like all of that was a lie. And everyone was really angry at Noah for being the forefront, which I don't personally understand, but like I was angry at Noah because I kept trying to show him that I was the ally and he did not want to listen to me. I wish I had known that that was the case, and I would have done everything I could to have gotten Charlotte out, and then I would have told him, hey, you lied to me, you cannot be angry about this. You brought this upon yourself, and I am showing you all the time that I'm your ally, but you're not. And I probably had several opportunities to do that. I totally think it was plausible on a few different opportunities that I could have gotten Charlotte out had I at all known that that was plausible or useful. But I made a very, very specific decision to put all of my trust in Noah. Not just some of it, but like I was under the assumption that if I'm going to make it all the way, I'm going to let there be one person that can decide that that's not the case, but no one else. And that was what I did, and that was what happened. Yeah, if I could have known anything, it would have been that Noah was so egregiously lying to me about that.
You did vote for Noah in the end to be the sole survivor. Why did you vote for Noah in the end to be the sole survivor?
He did the world for the game, I think. It's really hard to justify a lot of people being angry at him. I think a lot of people just didn't like that it wasn't them, and they like, you know, they wanted to blame it on the system that be, and that system was Noah, while not really focusing on the fact that Charlotte was also that system, just not as loud about it. And like they're like, I'm so angry that these 5 people are allied, and I'm so angry that Noah is just getting everything, and then they didn't like go in and say like, I know that you're allied with Noah, but like obviously you're not his closest ally. Would you like to fix that? Would you like to do something about that? Like that didn't happen as far as I know, and so like it was really hard to justify for a lot of the castaways what their speeches were to have been anything but I'm angry that I lost. And I respected Noah's game. He played like I'm angry. I'm genuinely angry for what he, or not, I mean, genuinely in the sense of Survivor, but genuinely angry in that for what, the way that he played towards me, but I'm willing to overlook that for the fact that Charlotte did the same thing and was in on all of this. They were allies, they were together, and they had the same plans, but Noah was the one doing them. Noah was the person who was actively betraying people. Charlotte was betraying people without saying words. And so I felt that Noah played the game that deserved him at least my vote, but I needed to say, at least in FTC and whatever, like I needed everyone to know that I'm not happy what he's done, but I do know that what he's done is commendable and respectable, and he's played a very good game. And I want to reward that as a castaway.
Now, these are some more lighthearted questions. Before the season started, did you think you would become a Survivor meme?
That's a good question. If you had asked me that question before the season started, I probably would have believed you. Or if you had told me that I was, I probably would have believed you. I don't think that I went into Survivor thinking that I would become a meme, but like, I went in thinking that I would do something, and you know, as I start doing memes, like as I start doing meme-y things or whatever, sometimes you start to realize what you've done for yourself. Like oh my god, I've read over my confessionals a few times and realized I'm like, no. I don't think I thought that I would become a meme, no.
As you know, spectators, production, hosts, totems, they all draft players.
Yes.
Where do you think you ended up in the draft?
I don't know. If people knew everything that I was capable of, like, I think in retrospect, a lot of people should look at what I've done and been like, well, I didn't know she could do that. Now, if I were to draft her, I would probably put her higher or whatever. But like, I also think that a lot of people didn't really, a lot of the spectators didn't really know where to put me. I think some of them did. It's a lot similar to how I feel like the Castaways treated me. There weren't a lot of people that were talking about what I could do as like a big person in the game. I was confused about that, and I think that a lot of it is just like people didn't kind of expect me to be as good of a player as I did. So if I had to think about the draft, I don't think people drafted me as high as I would have liked them to, but I would also like to think that they get retribution for not knowing. They should have drafted me higher. I don't know what to say about it.
Do you have anything else that you want to say to spectators, production, castaways when they like watch this?
I want to say that like maybe it's a little self-centered or whatever, but like I'm proud of what I've done. I want them to know that like I've put myself into this season, and I'd like them to know that like this is a work that I was really putting intent into, and that I really tried to like kind of put some of my feelings onto the paper and some of my fun times onto the paper and have a good season and really be somewhat like I wanted to be the person that defined the season. And I know Noah Chartier got the award, but I can't help but believe that I was part of that. I was like that I was a significant part of what made this season what this season was. That's kind of, you know, I want the spectators to know that I'm proud of myself, I guess. I don't, you know, sometimes you gotta say it for other people to kind of think it, but you know, we did what we could. I'm sad. I really put so much emotion into this, and not too much emotion. I think I put the right amount of emotion. I felt so bad, and it was hard to sleep last night, but like what you see in my confessionals when I'm talking about like being bent up about stuff or not ready, or that's just as real as everything else. And I did cry on that stage, and I'm proud of that. I don't know why I'm proud of that, but I am. I'm rambling a little bit. I was a yappy confessionalist. I was not the only one. I think that I'm probably done with the phrases that I'm saying. So thank you.
Well, you should be proud of yourself. Thank you for doing this interview so fast. I know FTC was literally yesterday, but thank you. You should be very proud of yourself. You made it very far. You played an excellent game. Yeah, thank you so much.